and the agility of Lee Chong-wei. So to Lin Dan, the 28-year-old from Fuzhou in Fujian province, number 3 on the world ranking. Seeded 3, 4 times former champion, as I say, but he is, of course, the Olympic champion and world champion. 4 times world champion, having won that world title for the 4th time earlier this year, having saved 2 match points against his opponent of today. He too, no seeded opponents in his 3 matches, but did have a tough opening round against yet another Indian player playing so well, Kashyap Parupalli. Hour and 7 minutes, that first round encounter. Well, this, incredibly, is the 25th meeting between these 2 players in ranking tournaments, that is. That doesn't take into account things such as the Asian Games. It's only tournaments which count towards world rankings. But the last time they met was, of course, in that World Championship final. 2 match points saved before Lin Dan came through. 23-21 in the decider. Thrilling final it was too. An hour and 21 minutes. Bert van Horenbeek of Belgium are umpire, and Thanu Karapat of Thailand are service judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, my right, Lee Chong-wei, Malaysia. On my left, Lin Dan, China. Lee Chong-wei to serve. Love all. Play.
So the world number 1, Lee Chong-wei, nearest to us, against the world and Olympic champion, Lin Dan of China.
Service over.
Well, the last 4 occasions these 2 men have met each other, honours are shared, but overwhelmingly, overall, the advantage, psychological advantage, with Lin Dan having won 16 of their previous 24 meetings.
Serves over. 1-all.
Well, Lee Chong-wei's record in reaching finals: 11 tournaments played this year, 11 finals reached, having won 7 of them.
2-1.
Can he keep that record going? Can he extend it further?
Three, 1.
Well, a little bit tentative start from both men. That's understandable.
2-3.
Well, notice that Lin Dan has got his left knee heavily strapped. Now, I didn't notice that yesterday in his quarter-final stage.
4-2.
Of course, Lee Chong-wei always wears strapping on his left knee. Nerves are jangling.
Serves over. 3-4.
Oh, what a good smash. Using the body smash.
Service over, 5-3.
Unexpected. Lin Dan waited committed to the backhand defence, expecting a smash down the line. Clever play from Lee Chong-wei. That's just wide. Oh, that's a careless error. The Olympic champion.
6-3.
Good judgment. Lets it drop long at the back line. Aware of the drift.
3.
Great lift. Certainly in these early stages, it's Lee Chong-wei who's getting the better of the net play. The net play absolutely vital. Men's singles, if you can get a tight spinning net shot, either stand your ground, ready to pounce on the reply, or you force your opponent to lift the shuttle, give you the opportunity to attack. Oh my goodness gracious. How on earth did Lee Chong-wei dig himself out of that deep forehand corner? Didn't just dig himself out. Look at this. He took it so late. Wonderful control and placement. That's extraordinary. Yeah, super smash. Well, that was a run of 5 straight points.
Service over, 4-9.
Yeah, you can quite clearly see the strapping on his left knee.
Five, 9.
Oof. Goodness gracious. Line judge a little bit slow to make a call. And that's always very unnerving. No, it wasn't on the back line, it was the sideline that was in question. Goodness me.
Seven, 9.
Well, the strings have broken in the racket of Lee Chong-wei. And Lin Dan unable to capitalise on that. How on earth he controlled that net shot is beyond me. Just wide, right idea, wrong execution. So to the mid-game interval, the world number 1, the defending champion. with a 4-point advantage. Yep, good call, line judge. Was just wide. Tae-Soo Bok took over as Lee Chong-wei's coach following the resignation of Nisban Sadek, who had been Chong-wei's coach and mentor for a long time. From what I can understand,
20 seconds. 20
disagreement
seconds.
with the National Federation. Also, from what I understand, Lee Chong-wei still in close contact and gets support from Lisbon.
Play.
So 4-point advantage, opening game. Well, I don't think the umpire had finished calling for play to resume. Oh my goodness. Brilliant! Lee Chong-wei was in command of the rally right up until that final shot.
8-11.
When Lin Dan, under severe pressure, drove the shuttle back, crouching down low. It's all hotting up now. Lin Dan's defensive play is just so solid most of the time that despite being in command of the rally, Lee Chong-wei can't actually get the shuttle on the floor. Has gone wide. Just 1 point in it now.
10-11.
It's all level. Well, when you think that Lee Chong-wei had a 6-point advantage at 9-3. Yeah, that's the quality of defence again. And then as soon as he gets the opportunity to play the winner, pinpoint accuracy.
12-11.
5 straight points since the mid-game interval. And the former champion back into the lead. Unbelievable defence to generate that power from wide on his forehand side defensively and whip it cross court.
13-11.
It's quite extraordinary. Look at that. Amazing. 6 straight straight points since the mid-game interval. I wonder what on earth his coach said to him. Short one's up. And the one is finally broken.
Serves over 12-13.
He's looking nervous, is Lee Chong-wei. Tentatively block towards the net.
14-12.
Forced to turn and play the high backhand. Lee Chong-wei, and that's always a sign that a player is in difficulty.
15-12.
Great defence. It's gone wide.
Serves over 13-15.
Stay on court. No, stay on court. Stay on court.
Well, Lin Dan asking the umpire if he can go and towel down, but Van Horenbeck saying no. Obviously the umpire felt that was a tactical move.
Late.
Going for angle, just overdoing it.
(14-15).
Well, it was a desperately short lift earlier on in that rally from Lin Dan, but Lee Chong-wei couldn't put it away, and it developed into a net battle.
15-0.
And once again, it's all level. Oh, my word. Well, the flick serve thrown in from Lee Chong-wei. I'm surprised at that.
Serves over 16-15.
Really invited the attacking play. He's been doing well with the low serve. I wonder why he suddenly wanted to change. Just wide.
(17-15).
Your foot. Your foot. Yeah, you.
And being told by the umpire to just get rid of the perspiration himself rather than get the mopper on court. There's no doubt in previous matches, and a lot of Lin Dan's matches do seem to last an awfully long time. And part of that is that he does take his time in between rallies. Oh my goodness. Well, all the players have been telling me this week how they've struggled with the lighting here. That's not the first time we've seen a complete mishit.
15.
Of course, this venue being used for the Hong Kong Open for the first time. Previously, it was always staged at the Queen Elizabeth Stadium in Happy Valley. It's a much larger stadium. Specialist lighting has been brought in for the event, but it has been causing the players an awful lot of trouble.
Service over. 16-18.
Yeah. Launching himself towards the nets, Lee Chong-wei. Oh, my word! Well, incredible defence there from Lee Chong-wei initially. And then he tried to make the kill at the nets.
Service over.
But the tight spinning net shot from
19-16.
Lin Dan was too good. Brilliant defence. Oh, it's called wide. Cannot only miss by a whisker.
20. Game point 16.
This is as good as a mile, so they say. That was a great shot. Ooh, desperately close. Can't really tell from that angle. But what it does mean, and what I'm certain about, is the fact that Lin Dan now has 4 game point opportunities. And he needed the one. Had to come from behind, did Lin Dan. He was 6 points adrift at one stage, at 3-9
First game
down.
won by Lin Dan.
And then from the mid-game
21,
interval, he won
16.
6 straight points. And from there, he looked as if he really meant business. And that's long as well.
To love.
Yeah, it was ambitious shot, considering he'd moved from deep in his forehand corner to try and play that round the head smash. Because of his movement of his body, it was always liable to be a little flat. Oh, it's called good. It's a little look from Lee Chong-wei towards the umpire, as if to appeal without verbalising it for an overrule. Interesting. the body shot there from Lee Chong-wei had the desired effect.
Serves over. 1-3.
Well, having dived for the shuttle, Lee Chong-wei was too slow to get back
Serves
up.
over. 4-1.
There, he's down. He watches. Needed to get up immediately. Yeah. Being pushed and pulled to all four corners of the court.
No, it's okay. Play on. It's okay. Play on.
Lin Dan doesn't want to change the shuttle. Oh, my goodness. Well, completely deceived with the flick serve. Malaysia's got to be awfully careful right now. Did well to get it back. Luck of the net cord. He needs to build on that luck, does Lee Chong-wei.
Serves over. 2-5.
He's so desperate to try and play the perfect shot every time. He's not giving himself any margins.
6-2.
But he knows unless it is a perfect shot, it's not going to have the desired effect. It's not going to be a winner. And every opponent of Lin Dan is forced into this sort of mindset of believing they have to go for the lines. Oh, my goodness. Well, came in, looked as if he was going to address the shuttle early. Played the delicate little block.
7-2.
And Lee Chong-wei back on his heels, unable to react. Well, not often you see Lee Chong-wei left absolutely stranded. Well, it's all looking rather dangerous as far as Lee Chong-wei is concerned. Oh, I don't believe it. Oh! That's just extraordinary! Well, I thought the rally was dead at least 3 times in that rally.
Serves over. 3-7.
Well, can't believe it. Well, this is why they are in so many people's opinions. And mine as well. 2 best players in the world. Lin Dan may be only ranked number 3 at the moment. But as reigning world and Olympic champion, I think you have to regard him in the top 2. Oh, it's gone just long. Yes, he knows it. He knows about the drift.
Serves over. 8-3.
Yeah, no doubt. Clearly long. Well, I think as far as Malaysian fans are concerned,
Serves over.
well, I don't know what that was
4-8.
about. Couldn't hear what he was saying. I do think that one thing is certain. Lee Chong-wei needs to close this gap before the mid-game interval. At least get closer. It's a good rally. No, it's just wide. Once again, he's going for the lines. Oh, little swipe there.
Serves over.
Little beastie flying around.
9-4.
Is that anger and frustration at the television lights? Not quite sure. There's certainly some sort of frustration beginning to boil up within Lee Chong-wei. Oh, it's nicely done.
Serves over. 5-9.
Yeah, there's a puzzled little expression on his face.
Serves over. 10-5.
Maybe unsure of the game plan, or maybe unsure as to why he's making these errors. A lot of it is he's been forced into errors.
Serves over. 6-10. Seven, 10. Eight, 10.
It's a super drop shot, wonderful angle from Lin Dan. And he goes to the mid-game interval with a 3-point advantage. And neither man really particularly wanting to lift the shuttle.
Twenty seconds.
Lots of blocks and flat
20
pushes.
seconds.
Not the problem when you do lift it. Either man can produce these incredible angle drop shots. Or the power play, big powerful smashes.
11-8.
Well, that was delightful.
Play.
So 11-8, second game, having won the first. The reigning world and Olympic champion. Off. Take that.
Serves over. 9-11.
Not only to witness badminton of the very highest quality, but the mind games you can see going on between these two men. It's almost as if he's saying to himself, well, didn't like the fact that you beat me with that drop shot previously.
11.
I'm just going to show you a thing or two. And that's what makes them such wonderful champions. Yeah. Little aggressive run here from Lee Chong-wei. 3 points since the mid-game interval. 3 in favour of the Malaysian. To an end.
Serves over. 12-11.
Apologises for the good fortune. That shuttle hit the top of the tape, just crawled over. Well, is that precision or is that luck? Nothing Lee Chong-wei could do to retrieve that. It's how an athlete responds that determines their capabilities as far as champion status is concerned. And that was a good response from Lee Chong-wei. So too from Lin Dan. And that, of course, is why it's always just such a pleasure to watch these two men battle it out against each other. It's a good rally.
$15-12.
Well, not quite sure why the umpire, Bert van Horenbeck, is so reluctant to get the court moppers on. Quite obvious, both men are perspiring profusely. Well, it does seem extraordinary. Doesn't seem to be a lot of consistency with all the umpires. Some allow players to tell down, others don't. So early to that, Lin Dan. Yeah, forced the error. Lee Chong-wei, in the initial stages of that rally, was in command, pushing the left-hander deep into his forehand corner. And then suddenly Lin Dan punched clear into Lee Chong-wei's forehand corner. And look how quickly he'd moved forward to anticipate the drop shot. Well, at long last, the umpire is allowing both men to towel down, for which the umpire gets a round of applause. So for 41 minutes this match has been in progress, and it's quite obvious, it's quite clear to see. Look, that shirt of Lee Chong-wei's absolutely sodden with perspiration. (16-12). Good smash, good placement.
Serves over. 13-16.
Moves towards the left hip. Shot used in doubles an awful lot. Very effective in singles too. Lin Dan, certainly today, just more effective than Lee Chong-wei on his attacking play. Breaking down the defence a little more easily than his opponent is doing to him. The frustration. Very rarely do you see any emotion from this man. Just a little glimpse there of the frustration he's feeling at another error, because his opponent, the world number 3, Lin Dan, is just 3 points away from taking this semi-final and therefore breaking this extraordinary run of Lee Chong-wei. Oh, yeah. Super. Yeah. Lee Chong-wei's run of reaching the final of every single individual tournament he's played. 17 consecutive times he's managed that since the World Championships last year. But he's 2 points away from defeat, and therefore 2 points away from that run being broken. Now just the 1 point away. It is 7 match points for the former champion here at the Hong Kong Open, the current world and Olympic champion Lin Dan of China. 7 opportunities to make it an all-Chinese men's singles final. Of course, the other half of the draw, 2 Chinese players to play each other this evening. Well, that's one match point that's gone a-begging.
Serve is over. 14-20.
Well, Lin Dan again wants to tell down. And once again, umpire says no. That's it. Second time of asking. And for the first time in over 15 months, the world number one, Chong has failed to progress through to the final of a tournament in which he's played. But he was beaten by a better man today, the reigning world and Olympic champion, Lin Dan of China. Victory over the world number one, 21-16, 21-14 in 46 minutes of play. Well, it was a superb performance by Lin Dan, especially from 3-9 down in that opening game. And certainly after the mid-game interval, to win 6 straight points from 7-11 down to 13-11 up. That was the decisive passages of play as far as I was concerned. And for Chong, yes, the final rally